hitting 2024.
Yes.
Like nobody's been, like we're on a pair of skis on some icy hillside.
I wonder where you got that story
going
from.
down the hills of Bryan Head. Hello, my friends. It's 2024. Happy 2024, Amber.
Happy to
New
you
Year.
too. It's
Happy
going to
New
be
Year.
a great year.
It's
2024 just rings out way better than
right?
2023.
2023 just 4. So you like 4 vowels, rounded.
It just sounds good.
Sounds. Yes. My friends, we are so excited to be here. It's 2020. It's 2024. And we're going to talk to you about kind of all the different loan programs and free money programs that we kind of talked through last year. Why? Because this is the time of year when all of the new programs start to peek their head out and showcase themselves.
Yes, they are.
And some of those programs still have money left over. And we want to make sure that you get access to that money if you're thinking about buying a house. So my name is Laci McCarty. I'm your Las Vegas bestie, your Las Vegas realtor, your Las Vegas relocation expert. This is Amber Coleman. What are we going to call you? The Wizard of Loans?
The Wizard of Loans sounds great. With Guild Mortgage, let's do it. Let's roll this stuff right off.
Top 200 lenders in the nation.
You always like to put that in there.
Love to do that. We want to work with you. We want to make sure you understand that we are stepping into a year where we know the rates are going to start slipping and sliding. And
They've already said it. They've already said it. It's on everything.
They're like, we're like brewing up some loan soup, right? With some better rates. So while we do that, let's talk about all the cool free money opportunities we have for you, all the cool loan programs that are out there that you probably don't even know about. We cannot expect that you've tuned into every single live stream we've done.
So we're going to wrap it up in one, right?
I mean, I kind of would expect it, but I can't expect it, I guess. So we're going to wrap it all up into one. So we're going to go rapid fire today. This is like the loan roundup.
Okay, let's go. Let's see how fast we can talk.
Loan and cool money, free money, all the cool stuff that it comes to buying a house in Vegas. Seriously, though, we want to say happy New Year. Thank you to everybody who's been watching us for as many years as we've been doing this. We're going to keep doing it. We've got some really fun stuff planned for you this year. We're going live twice a week unless someone gets sick or someone's on vacation. So for the most part, it's twice a week. And usually I'm the one that's sick. So beyond that.
No, you had that in 2023. So
not anymore.
You're good.
Bye, Felicia. So we're really excited to have you. We also want you to know that this live stream, as well as all the other live streams, are for you. So if you're thinking about moving to Vegas, you already live in Vegas, you're thinking about buying a house, you never thought buying a house could be possible, you want to sell a house, whatever. You don't even care about buying or selling houses. You just like watching how wacky we are. Perfect. You're here. You're in the right place. This is for you. So if you have questions about anything related to Vegas or loans or buying a house or anything related to anything, honestly, you can drop it like it's hot in the comment box below. If you're thinking about moving or you want to get in touch with me, I would love to have a conversation with you and just share more information about my neon hometown, our neon hometown. I guess I'll share that with you and we'll kind of go from there. So drop it like it's hot in the comment box below. We will make time for questions and answers at the end. But Amber, I think we should just jump right into it. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. Here we go. All right, we're going to jump over here. Amber, boom. Ooh, I like that better than the other one. Okay, what do you guys like? Should we do it this way or this way? I kind of like this.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, free money programs. Let's talk through. We're going to rapid fire. Let's watch this woman flex her muscles. Free money programs. I'm going to scooch over. Although I like hiding behind it too. Like, hey, how you doing? All right, free money programs. Guild Grant. Talk to me about the Guild Grant program.
Okay, the Guild Grant, if I'm just wrapping, like
give me just boom. Give me like so 3 bullets.
There's so many. Okay, Guild Grant, 620 FICO score, 0 money down, income limits, depending on household size.
Okay, so, boom.
That's the Guild Grant.
Free money, 0 money down. Okay, build or buy in Nye. What's that program?
The buy in Nye was an amazing program that was in Nye County. It no longer exists. They ran out of money, but they always are coming out with more stuff to be able to put out there. So
if there's something out there that can give you $15,000 to $30,000 for free, guarantee you there's going to be another one like that coming up. So stay tuned. We're going to probably do a
one of my favorites.
All right,
the buy and I was one of my favorites.
Heroes Grant Program, go.
Heroes Grant Program offers lower rates for our heroes, our veterans out there. So if you're a VA, we want to definitely look at this program.
Okay. How about the 1% down payment? One of the most popular videos that we did in all of 2023. You guys called, and those of you a lot of you actually, you better know who you are, called just because 1% down payment program came out, and that was about May or June. Talk to me about this program.
1% down payment is a cool program because it gives you a grant. So it's a 3% down conventional, a grant to cover the $5,000 difference between that. And then it also gives you a 1-year buy down. So like if rates are like 6.5, you get 5.5, depending on where rates are that day. I'm not quoting rates. I'm just throwing rates out there.
Yeah. We don't quote rates because
yeah.
if you don't know already, now you know that it's going to depend on all kinds of things and your specific situation. So we will never be quoting rates to you that could actually be applied to you. You got to call. We got to talk through it. So that's something to know. Okay. Okay. Let's go to the next slide here. Let's go. Boom. I'm really loving this. Home First, $15,000. What do you got to do?
This is my favorite one right now.
Let's
Home
go.
First is my favorite one right now because it's income limit. So it works better if you have more people in your household. It's going to be less income for one person. And then every person you add to it, you can make more income within the household, right? $15,000 gets 100% applied to your down payment.
So, I'm sorry, free $15,000.
And the rates aren't bad on this either. The rates are good on this. The biggest thing is qualifying with their income limits. And then FICO scores on this is 640. If you have a 680, you can go to higher debt ratios.
Boom, boom. Look at how good she is. She doesn't even have any notes. She doesn't even have any notes. One of the top 200 lenders in the nation for a reason. Talk to me about HIP First-Time Homebuyers Program.
So HIP First-Time Homebuyers Program is a great program as well. It offers a little bit higher a little bit higher income limits if you're not, like if you only have one or two people in your household. And again, 640 FICO score, 45% debt ratio. If you're 680, you can go up to 50% debt ratio. That one though, the downfall about that one is that if you refinance within 30 years or sell, you have to pay it back.
Okay, that one.
So we know everything.
Good to know. So those people who move in and say, "I'm never moving out of this house," this one's for you.
If it's your forever house and you need some free money, here you go.
Doom. All right. HIP for teachers, $7,500 free.
Not only that, the rate is great too.
Awesome.
So the teacher's income that you can go up to is higher. So if you have two people in your household, you can go to higher incomes. It gives you $7,500. The rate is really good on it. And that one, you have to keep it for 5 years. So it's forgivable after 5 years.
Okay. So you got to keep the house 5 years. Who wants to move twice in 5 years?
Yeah. But that one's
who has moved twice in 5 years. Just kidding. Just kidding.
What? But the next 5 years is going to be good.
It's over, baby. It's over. All right. What about Home at Last Rural? This is one that I'm actually considering taking advantage of for myself, but I want you to roll through the details.
Yeah. So the rural program is just for specific areas. There's zip codes in Las Vegas that fit within this program. But a lot of all those zip codes that are out of Las Vegas, like the small, like if you go this way, so Boulder City, Pahrump, Indian Springs, like
even some of the southwest part of town, some of it is still included in that, right?
Some of it they've changed that a little bit, so not a lot of it, but there's like 5 zip codes in town that have it as well. So this one you can actually get $25,000. And the rate isn't bad on this one either.
I'll buy a house wherever you want me to buy a house if I'm gonna get $25,000.
Yeah, like if you just have to drive a little bit to get somewhere to get $25,000, it's pretty good.
I'm down for that. Okay, what about Home at Last in general? I know that Home at Last has multiple layers. They have the rural version. Don't they have other versions of that?
Yeah. So the Home at Last rural, the 25,000, that is really that's kind of the same as Home as Possible in that it's like the Home First program in that you have to, it's more income per person in your household.
Gotcha.
Right? So
okay.
Like that one's more income restricted. Home at Last, though, if you want to move into a rural area or one of those zip codes in town, they'll allow you to go up to a lot higher incomes than any other grant.
Okay.
Like this one has the most incomes that you could use than any other grant.
I love that.
Not the most income that you could use, that you can make more income, because sometimes the more you make,
the less you get.
The less you're going to get.
Okay.
This one's not really the case.
I just saw a question pop up actually. So let me take us off of this for a second. I just saw a really good question come up. It said, Matt Smith. Hey, Matt, good to see you. Can you stack grants?
You can on some of the grants.
Okay.
We should have put those in there because like some of the other grants you can stack. These ones aren't really stackable ones that we're talking about right here.
But there are some
that are very specific to what you do in like specific areas of town that you can stack. You always ask the best questions,
Matt. We really would like to. I think he won one of our gifts. In fact, we're sending out our prizes from last live stream very soon. So stay tuned. If you haven't heard from us, we promise it's coming. Happy New Year. But awesome question. Okay, let's go back and see what else we got here. All right. Let's go. Let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, here we go. All right. So Home at Last, you're saying another one. There's also stackable programs. So this is just a few that we've mentioned in the last year. There are hundreds upon hundreds of different programs like this that are free money opportunities for you guys to take advantage of. They're not always going to say no to you. A lot of people, I already applied for a grant once and they said no. A lot of people just assume that means everybody's going to say no. Every grant has different deals, right?
And keep in mind too, that some lenders will say no to these because they're not set up to do them.
Oh, look
so
at
like
that.
If you work for specific brokers, you might not be able to have these grants available to you. So like don't take no as no. There's a lot of money that's out there.
Interesting.
And like, there's a new one that just recently came out that I know we're going to talk about at some point.
Oh,
soon,
don't you
so.
spill those beans. We've got a
Oh,
really,
did I spill beans?
no,
Okay.
don't. We've got a really special one coming up. We're going to be doing a full live stream about this program coming up in the next, probably maybe Friday. Maybe we'll do it Friday. We'll have to look. But with that being said, we've got more information coming. New grants are hitting the market every single day, but this is the time of year when all that free money gets replenished, and all the programs that are out there that are trying to help people buy houses. This is the time. So we've done this every single year for what, 3 or 4 years now, where we go live in January, February, going, hey guys, it's time to talk about free money programs again, because all the free money is there. When the money runs out, it runs out. So it's really important to try to take advantage of it while the money is available, right?
And as soon as they're going to come out, we're going to come on with all excitement, just like we have so many times, and say, okay, there's a new one.
So this is just a reminder. These are some that are still available, my friends. So money has not run out. So why would we not jump on, take advantage of the ones that everybody's already kind of forgotten about, those who aren't smart enough to tune into us, right? Like you. And then when the new ones come out, we're going to be right there with you. And if they're stackable, we'll let you know.
Yeah, for sure. That home first one, now that I think about it, I think there's like 106 loans left on that. The one that I said is my favorite with the $15,000.
Only a true professional would know the exact number down to 106, not about 100, not about 150, 106 loans available to be granted.
Last time I checked,
The last time she checked. Top 200 lender in the nation. I only work with the best. Can you tell?
Oh, thank you.
Yes. And I don't know why she works with me, but it's okay. It's okay. It's probably
because you're the best. Come on.
Comic relief. I'm here for the comedy. I'm here for the dances. Okay, let's move on to cool loan programs, because that was the thing I was really impressed with in 2023. 2023 was like kind of a shit show, if I can just be really straight with you guys.
It was real.
It was real tough for us in this industry. For those of us that are in the trenches every single day, trying to understand how are we going to get people into houses? Not only do we need to pay our bills so we can sell houses and do all that, but we really believe wholeheartedly our why is deeply rooted in the belief and the dream of home ownership coming to fruition for you. And so it just was like the light was flickering, and we were looking up going, just please let there still be some sort of possibility, whether it be the city's getting too expensive, whether it be the rates are too high, whatever that looks like. It started to get a little bit dark. I'm not going to lie. We kept the hope alive. We kept the spark going. We really, really want to believe in this for you, because we know that it's hard for you to always be the one carrying the torch for your own life, right? So we're here doing it. But the one thing I was super impressed with in 2023 is the number of just unique loan programs. We're going to call them cool programs that came out. So we ran through a bunch of them. We're going to run through them again right now. You're welcome. Let's go. Okay, here we go. First cool loan program, the 2-1 buy down, my friends. This was probably my favorite.
This has been one of my favorites too. So like the 2-1 buy down is basically like if you're getting a rate, let's just throw out a rate. What rate were you? Let's
7.25.
Okay, so if you're getting a 7.25 rate, because we're not quoting rates, right? The first year is going to be 5.25. Second year is going to be 6.25. And the third year and every year after that will be 7.25. So,
but wait, Amber, what happens if the rates go below what I have in the middle of it?
That's the coolest part of it. So if like in, let's say 6 months from now, we are in election year. So, we got all kinds of stuff going on there.
Everybody loves to make things look real good during an election year.
Yeah, it looks real pretty financially in election years, but in the past at least. So we'll hope that it's going to fall that way this year. But like, so let's say in 6 months from now, the rates drop down and you can refinance below that 7.25, hopefully below even the first year. Everything that was put into the 2-1 buy down portion of your loan is refunded back to you.
What?
So it's the best.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. So it's the best way to use the seller concessions, because typically you'll lose the seller concessions and once you refinance, right? But this way you keep those seller concessions because it's paid dollar for dollar on your closing statement at the very end of the process. So then it's refunded back to you when you refinance or sell.
That is the juiciest, crunchiest.
Yeah.
Oh man, that is like a bowl of soup on a cold day. Today, it's a cold day. Let's talk about the renovation loan. This one was really interesting to me too. We went into different angles with this one when we talked about like a lot of times we get people who are like looking for the perfect house, right? It has to have the perfect floors, the perfect color cabinets, the perfect shade granite, the perfect shade. Like they think that without buying brand new, it's really difficult to find that. So many people aren't willing to kind of open up their mind and realize how easy it is to renovate or throw in some new floors. And so with this renovation loan, talk about how this works. It's really cool.
Well, there's 2 renovation loans. There's one that's an FHA loan. So you could take out a specific amount of money to be able to update the house on it. There's one that's conventional that you can actually take it down to like slab.
You can basically tear that damn house down and rebuild it.
Yeah. So if you're, so there's a lot of different ways it can work.
I love it.
But you can definitely, with the FHA loan, it gives you enough money where if you wanted to go into and update it and do something like that, the FHA loan would give you enough money to do that.
I know that I personally, if I was to go buy a house right now, I don't necessarily have a ton of like $10, $12, $20,000 just laying around to maybe do a new kitchen. And if there's like this perfect layout house, perfect neighborhood, perfect price, but the kitchen is so outdated, I want to at some point renovate it. The idea of me being able to just add that into my loan for the rates that are discussed and just do it up front right away without having to save up and live with this horrible, atrocious kitchen with, I don't know, I would like the 1970s green cabinets, but that's just because I'm a weirdo. But, stuff like that is just really, really exciting. And it also opens up a lot more opportunity to people who are, not quite very, very good at like thinking through those things or doing them on their own. So it really helps them get through that. So love the renovation loan. Let's talk about lock and shop. This one I thought was really, really important last year as well. And it will be moving forward, honestly.
So you see days when rates are looking good or you just know rates are going like this, right? So we don't know. We're walking into it looks like rates are going to go lower this year, but you never know. And a Fed member speaks, it kind of screws things up. That's what happened today.
Let's put a muzzle on them.
Yeah. So the lock and shop takes away all the worry. You can, once we get you in pre-qual status, you can lock the loan with a small deposit up front, and then you can shop and you have like so many days, like 90 days to be able to find a house. And then within that time, after you find a house, say rates go down lower, you can float down to the lower rate. So it's kind of like the best of both worlds that helps you to go out there without as much stress. Like last year when there was so much stress because rates were like consistently like going up
on a day-to-day basis. So from Monday when we find a house or we start shopping to Wednesday, you may not be able to even afford the house by Wednesday because of the rates being so.
It was that much of a swing.
Yeah. So
some weeks last year.
No more of that. Yeah. So love the lock and shop. Really smart program, gives you a chance to take a breath and enjoy the shopping process with me. So talk about the DSCR program.
I love the DSCR programs because it's investors. So like basically the DSCR program is when you are looking to buy an investment property, but you can't really provide income. There's no income that you're going to be giving us. There's assets because you have to put your down payment, but like no tax returns, no pay stubs, nothing like that. The income that we're going to take off of this to qualify you is the rental income that the house you're purchasing can receive based on what the appraiser says.
Right.
So that's the income that we're using. You don't have to provide income documentations, and then you have to obviously give your assets. So for me, this program has been amazing because people that are just looking into, hey, I want to be an investor, they have a lump sum of money or something like that, and they go in and invest, it's a good way for them to be able to get into this. If they're starting a different business and it has to do with real estate in some way, it's a good way to be able to get into this. There was just been so many different ways that people were able to utilize this DSCR program in 2023 to be able to benefit their long-term real estate goals.
Yeah, and it just for us, it's that's our goal, right? I lose money every time you don't want to sell a house with me before you buy another one, but I would rather lose that money and have you keep that in your portfolio. So I'm always encouraging our clients to please don't sell your real estate, please. And that sucks for me because I could absolutely make money if you sold the house.
You care when you're an agent and you say that,
right? Please don't sell it. We'll buy another one together, but please don't sell it. Let's talk to Amber. Let's talk about how you can structure this so that you can hang on to that. And the DSCR loan has helped a lot of people kick that off, which has been really, really cool.
It's been an amazing loan.
Yes.
Amazing loan.
Bank statement loan, self-employed loan. Honey, I'm living for this loan. Tell me about it.
There you go. Okay, so bank statement loan, just in a quick recap, is if you're self-employed, a lot of times you're not filing income on your taxes. Most of the time you're taking all those write-offs.
Yes, you are.
So your taxes don't look like there's much left on there to be able to qualify for a house. You can provide bank statements and we'll add up all your deposits and take away a certain factor on it. And that's your income that's on there, depending on what bank statement program we go through. So a lot of people that are self-employed will do this bank statement loan.
Now, is this works for gig workers? This works for people who do
anybody
Uber,
that's 1099,
who DoorDash. This is people who sell on Etsy. This is people who sell real estate like me. This is however you function and on a day-to-day basis, I know that I like to take as many write-offs as possible just because that's what I've been doing up to this point.
Well, you spend a lot of money to get your business
Yeah,
going
I mean,
too, yeah.
there's a lot of out-of-pocket money to keep this thing going. So because of that, I want to make sure I feel the benefit of that. But then when it comes to buying something, it's been super stressful because it's like, well, it doesn't look like I make any money and I would love to go and buy a house, or I'd love to buy an investment property. I'd love to buy a duplex or something of that nature. Haven't been able to really do a lot of that up to this point. Thank goodness for the bank statement loan. So for those of you who are gig workers or Uber drivers or people who just don't think they're ever going to be able to buy a house, they're always going to be renting, stop thinking that way. Call, text the number on the screen below. Call, let's talk. This might be a program that you can take advantage of. I know I'm definitely looking at taking advantage of it, along with a few of those grant programs that we talked about before. Stacking it up, baby, stacking it up. So love this so much. Okay, condo hotel loans. Condo hotels, in case you guys don't know what they are. So a lot of people don't realize this, but we have actually people who can live in and rent out, like short-term rental type stuff in Palms Tower, MGM Signature, and multiple different places around Las Vegas and on the Strip. And they didn't realize that because a lot of people didn't realize you could get those. They used to be just cash only kind of, right? They were very difficult to get loans for, but now there's loans for them, right?
There are loans for it. And you know what other loan you can put with this is the DSCR loan.
Oh, what, honey?
So you can actually do a condotel with the DSCR loan where you're not providing income, like income on paperwork. They're going to count what income comes in from the condo to be able to qualify you on it.
So for those of you who want to take advantage of Airbnb or do something like that in Las Vegas, I'm a big believer in stay out of the Airbnb game when it comes to Vegas right now. There's a lot of licensing stuff and things that are just really hard to navigate. It's kind of a mess. They're working through it. With that being said, though, condo hotels are automatically licensed for that. The only thing you have to be aware of, though, is that the condo hotel companies have caught on. And so if you're going to utilize Airbnb, they want to make sure that instead of that, you're utilizing their rental program, which I think has a lot of benefits to it as well. So let's talk about it. If you're trying to make some Airbnb style money, let's talk about it. Condo hotel might be a good one for you. Love it. Okay, is this the last one? No, we have more.
I was going to say, keep throwing it at me.
Family opportunity loan. Let's talk about that.
You know what? This one is underutilized because a lot of times when people are buying investment properties, they're buying it for like their parents to live in, or they're buying it for maybe a disabled child.
Right.
There's a lot of different reasons. So
college student, whatever, right?
Yeah, college student. So sometimes they'll call and say, well, I'm just going to buy an investment property. So when I ask questions and I say, okay, well, who's going to live in this property? And they say, well, my mom doesn't have a house or my dad doesn't have a house. Okay, that's a family opportunity loan right now. So basically what a family opportunity loan is that you're buying it for your parents to live in. There's programs that you could do for a college student if it's in a different state than what you're currently in, and or a disabled child to live in it. And you only have to put 5% down, so way different than an investment. You're going to get primary resident rates.
Love that.
The only exception to that is the college student, that's second home rates. But if it's like your parents or a disabled child, then it's primary residence rates on these with a lot less down payment.
I love that. FHA loan. Now this one, a lot of people think this is the first time home buyer loan. I know before I got into real estate, I thought FHA meant first time home buyer. FHA.
Yeah, because it's FHA. That makes sense.
So it's not the first time home buyer loan, although a lot of first time home buyers do use it. Talk to me about the great news about the FHA loan. So many good things.
There, FHA had like we could probably do segments on FHA, like complete, like a whole. But here's what I want to share today, because some people will look at FHA like it's a negative thing. This is one of the best programs out there, especially in 2024 when they cut the mortgage insurance down. So a lot of times you can beat the payments on an FHA loan compared to a conventional loan. Also, FHA allows you to go down to a 540 FICO score. So most people think it's 620. It's not. You can go down to a 540 if you have 10%. So if you don't have very good credit, we can always look at FHA to be able to say, okay, here's how we can fit you in. And you just have to have a little bit more money down. A lot of people have utilized that.
I love that.
You know,
I think I'm wearing off on you. You're talking really fast.
Well, you told me like rapid fire, so I'm rapid firing.
Listen,
you need to put that on.
I am so excited right now. I love when I see a little bit of like, I've affected the Wizard of Rome.
Is that why you're just looking at me like, oh, this is kind of very lazy?
I'm having the best time right now. I'm just like, I'm good. I was going to say a lot of people talk badly about the FHA loan because there's PMI, primary mortgage insurance. Is that right? Primary, am I saying that right? I'm not a loan person. I just do the fun part. I just do the shopping. She does all the stuff. So I never know if I'm saying the right thing. But the PMI is something that can absolutely go away at some point. So do you mind talking about that briefly?
Yeah. So the difference between it is on conventional loans, you're always going to have PMI, but unless you put 20% down.
What is PMI?
Mortgage insurance.
So what that means is this, it's a fee that you pay each month, right?
Yeah, so PMI is attached to any loan. So basically, before mortgage insurance came out, everybody had to put 20% down
Right.
on their loan. So then mortgage insurance stepped in and they said, okay, if you buy this extra policy where you pay such and such per month, then we'll give you, then you're allowed to go to higher loan to value.
Right.
So it's making it to where people could put down 3, 5, 10. Depending on what you put down on conventional, depends on how high or how low your mortgage insurance is.
Right.
FHA is always a set amount,
Right.
and it doesn't vary with credit scores too. So if your credit scores aren't perfect, like 720s, 740s and above, then FHA is usually the better route to go because you're going to get cheaper mortgage insurance.
So don't be fooled when people say don't get the FHA loan because you have PMI. You have PMI anyway, unless you put 20% down, right?
Or you're a veteran.
Or you're a veteran, right? So just keep that in mind because there's just so many misnomers, so many misconstrued things around there, including me. I mean, I don't even know half the stuff that I'm talking about. She's educating me.
Some people are tricky with the PMI too, because sometimes you can add PMI unconventional to the rate.
Mhm.
So then you take a higher rate instead of PMI. So let's ask questions and we can go through all the different avenues on it. But FHA this year became very popular because they cut their PMI down.
Mhm.
So you paid a lot less on it.
Oh, so one more reason to do what's not the first time home buyer loan, but it's the FHA loan. Let's talk about the reverse mortgage. We did a whole thing about that this year. And I think that a lot of people should have been taking advantage of it if they weren't. Can we talk about it?
Yeah, absolutely. So reverse mortgage, when you're over 62 years old, and let's say somebody was going in and you maybe wanted to pay cash for a house because you just didn't want to have a payment during the retirement time. Instead of doing that, you could take a loan out where you could either get paid monthly based on how much you're going to put down, or you could save some of your money, invest it, and then put like 50% on the house. This loan depends on how old you are as to how much of a loan they're going to give you.
Got it.
And it depends, like they look at credit scores and they look at the value of the house and stuff like that.
Right.
But for people over 62, it's just an additional option to go with that we can definitely talk about.
All right. First time home buyer loan, the real one, the real first FTH, first time home buyer loan. Talk to me about that.
So most people don't realize that conventional has a loan that's specific to first time home buyers. They give lower down payments, so 3%. You could use this sometimes with a grant or without a grant. So 3% down payment. And on top of that, they give lower rates on that too. Plus the mortgage insurance is cut down too.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I'm looking at your file and I see that you have lower FICO scores, I'll go with FHA. If you have higher FICO scores, you might be able to benefit more so with the conventional first time home buyer program. Yeah. And sometimes there's income limits on it too. So we'll look at all different factors.
And that's the thing I want to say before we talk about VA, because I know VA is like the greatest loan on the planet Earth, and we should talk about it for a moment. But and there's a lot of misconstrued information about that as well. Is a lot of you guys think that you need to do all this research and find out which loan program. Like I have people call me and say, I'd like to do the FHA loan. This is what I'm doing. Da 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 da. And I love it. I love it. Love that you guys are educating yourselves. That's awesome. You don't need to do that work though. That's our job. That's actually her job, not mine. That's definitely her job. It's all the numbers. I don't do any of that, but it's our job. So I love that you're educating yourself. We're doing these live streams and things like that so that you can be aware of what's available.
This is opening your mind.
Yeah. And wanting you to dream a little dream. And we've had people reach out and say, we never thought we could buy a house before. Now we own 2 thanks to you, so these are moments of like, oh my God, this is happening. But do not think you have to sit here and rapidly take notes and try to figure out what's the right thing for you. That is why Amber is one of the top 200 lenders in the nation.
You love saying that. Huh?
I do because listen, I got some badass best friends and you're one of them. Okay. I like to brag. I'm a bragger about my friends. I have the coolest friends on the whole planet and she's definitely one of them. And there's a reason why.
The biggest cheerleader ever.
I am. I'm going to start wearing a cheerleader outfit.
And for you, like when you're buying your house, she's going to cheerlead you the whole time.
I mean it though. So anyway, my point is
I'm
going to wear a cheerleader outfit from now on. Who wants to make me a customized Las Vegas Scalp cheerleader?
That's a good idea.
Anyway, do not think you need to learn all of this stuff. Just dream with us. Dream a little dream. Lean in. Believe that this could apply to you. If the answer is no, who cares? We'll move on to the next program. Just look at how many we just went through. We just went through like 12 different free money programs and like another 10 different loan programs. And there's still thousands more. We can go
through more too. We were just naming the popular ones.
I was thinking we should consider, I don't know, maybe you're open for it. Who knows? I thought it would be super fun to do like a 12-hour live stream. What do you think?
Can you see the anxiety hitting my face right
she
now?
just broke out into a sweat. She's like,
I'm like,
what?
You
What
know
do
it's trouble when you're asking me live. I was thinking.
That's why I'm asking her. Wouldn't that be funny? We could just do a solid, maybe we'll do 10 hours. Maybe 24 hours.
It's 24 hours.
A
What are
12
they
hour.
gonna sleep through 8?
I'd say she gets to take a nap and then I do, but we do a 12-hour and we just keep answering your questions and bringing hope and helping you realize that if we're willing to sit here 12 hours live and answer questions,
You know we're here
without
for you.
having to go research and prep it, we've got the answers because we're the freaking pros. And I know you've got that computer thing over there, so you can, like, if you need to find another program, but we could literally do this probably for 12 hours. You guys talk about different programs, different ways to look at it, different ways to scenarios. I don't know. You tell me what you think about the 12-hour live. I don't know if anybody needs anybody like me online for 12 hours straight, and she'll probably never talk to me again, but it was a fun idea to begin with. Okay, last thing we want to talk about is VA loans. Talk to me about VA loans and what's the biggest misconception?
Well, I get a lot of veterans that will call me.
We love our veterans.
Actually,
We love you.
So some people are afraid because there was things that hit in the life, especially if like military service caused some damage or anything like that. And they're afraid to be able to help me to see their credit because they don't think that they'll qualify. But the misconception about VA is you don't have to have perfect credit. So like they will go down to 540 at 100% financing on it.
So there's been veterans who should be able to take advantage of this loan, who probably signed up for the service as one of the reasons for this is a benefit I get to take advantage of. And because they're ashamed of their credit or they were given bad information, they're not even trying to take advantage of the freaking VA loan. Bonkers.
Because it's just the same as like when I was saying some of the other grant programs, lenders don't offer those. Lenders have overlays. So sometimes they won't allow you to do it unless you have a 620 FICO score. But just because one lender told you that doesn't mean everybody else is like that.
Interesting.
So,
and this is a lender letting you know that you should shop and look and make sure you're looking at what everybody can do. But if she's telling you the deets, the dirt, the behind the scene, like, please understand there's a reason she's good at this. It's because she wants what's best for you. She's been doing it for 100 years. Sorry, you're not 100 years old, but she's been doing it for 100 years.
I've really aged good for 100 years, haven't I?
Amazing. What's that serum you're using? Anyway, she wants you to know the reality of what's going on behind you. This is a woman who has given up business because she knows the builder or someone else might have been able to have done something differently than she could and said, please go, that's better for you. So I do the same. If there's an opportunity for you guys that's going to be better for you, we're the ones who are here pushing you to do it. So please know we come from a pure place. We want you, especially veterans. Oh my God, our veterans, we love you. Please don't let anybody think you can't take advantage of that benefit. And for those of you who are watching this who think you have horrible credit, you probably don't. And if you do, she can put you on a program to get it better. For those of you who think you're never going to be able to be anything but a renter, you're absolutely wrong. I take it from someone who used to think the same thing about myself, who's in this business and still thought that about myself. I promise you there's a dream out there that we want to help you see come to life. So,
and once you go to home ownership, you'll never go back.
Yeah.
I believe that everybody deserves home ownership.
I agree. It's not just the American dream. It's just the dream, period. So, all right. So I think we're done with those updates. Let's jump over and see if we've got some questions.
We did
and
good,
stuff.
like 33 minutes, all
Girl,
of those programs.
and
Look
you
at
were
that was
speaking
rapid firing. That was
rapid
rapid
fire.
firing. You said rapid fire. I was like, okay, let me speak.
Oh my God. I'm a hot mess today. There's something in the air on 2024. I'll tell you right now. Okay, let's see. This a shot says renting or taking a mortgage is better for a family with no credit history in the U.S.
You know what? Okay, so I just had a client that I just recently closed, and she had literally no credit history. There was 0 FICO scores on her. She made the money. She was living actually in like weekly rentals.
Oh gosh,
for like years and years because she didn't think that she could do it. But when you have 0 FICO scores, we should have probably put that on there. Thanks, guys, for always reminding me like we missed a program, right? There's programs that you could do with 0 FICO scores. Even FHA does 0 FICO scores. You just have to provide like history of 12 months history that you've paid like 3 bills on time. So one would be rent, one would be like utilities. Rent has to be one of them, and then you could do different ones for the other 2. And then we could do like an FHA loan. VA even does those too, or you could have 0 FICO scores. As long as there's nothing on the credit, like no derogatory, you're just 0 because you just don't like to spend money on credit.
Or because you're not, what if you're not from the US is what they were saying.
Oh, if you're not from the U.S.? No, if you're not from the U.S., then there's programs for you to be able to, you do have to provide like 12-month history.
Right.
If you have no FICO scores. So however you want to do it. But if you're
We've
not
got a
from
lot
the
of
US,
foreign people who reach out. We've got people who don't like to spend money, like you said. It's just everybody.
If you still don't have a social, you could do one of those DSCR programs that we talked about
Mm-hmm.
without having a credit because you're from somewhere else.
Look at that.
So like if we show that you're basically a foreign national
Mhm.
and you're buying a house with no social, you could do a DSCR loan.
I love that.
The down payment's a little bit higher on those, but like you could do it.
John says, can you use that $25,000 for that rural program as your down payment?
That is your down payment. So the 25,000 is your like they're literally giving you 25,000 to put for your down payment.
I love that. I freaking love that. Is it all right? Here's another one. Is it possible to get a mortgage for business owners with no credit history in the U.S.?
Yeah, it's possible to get it with no credit history though.
Says someone who's new to the country.
Oh, someone who's new to the country.
Yep.
Okay. So you're new to the country. So usually we have to show a 2-year history of working as being self-employed. So you have to show 2 years of tax returns on it. If you want to go the bank statement route on it, we would have to have FICO score. So it depends on how your income looks. Like if you have 2 straight years on the tax returns, we can count that. Then we can look at like an FHA type of loan. I guess I'm assuming your business is in the United States. So like if you're a business owner from out of the United States and you don't have a social, then we'd be looking at a different type of
like
loan.
a DSCR or something
then we'd
like
be
that.
looking at a different, DSCR
So
loan.
I didn't hear the
national.
answer no in any of that. So
yeah, like it's just knowing your specifics
Mhm.
because right now my mind's going crazy. It could be this way, it could be that
Right.
way, it could be this way, and then we could figure out a way
Love it.
to do it.
The Toros ×3 says, hey peeps, take advantage of any and all programs now. Rates are going to fall. Just refinance later. The next leg up in the market is going to be parabolic. The shortage of housing is still in the millions. Isn't that the truth?
It is crazy.
Isn't that the truth?
That's what I'm always telling people. I'm like, because some people are still. I just talked to somebody yesterday that was saying, I just want to wait until rates go down. No, you don't want to do that because the problem is that when rates go down, the 4 to 6 million people that have been sitting on the sidelines all come off.
Yep.
And then they're buying houses. And now our shortage is crazy. And then what happened during COVID when people were paying over appraised value and all of that mess that we were going through, that's what happens again. So I'm hoping this is a little bit smoother with how they play this.
Well, I'm already going to tell you that the phone calls have started coming in rapid pace over the last 2 weeks. I mean, I'm not kidding you. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, the number of people who clicked that link in the description below or the pinned comment, or who texted that phone number right at the bottom of your screen, who just wanted to talk to me and, maybe move to Vegas to buy a house or something. Anyway, those people, I'm not kidding you. I was like, can I just have a Christmas? Can I just have Christmas Day off? And I was like, I'm not going to be upset about it. I'm very grateful, super honored. Same thing with New Year's Eve. And I was like, don't you guys think I have a life? It doesn't matter. I was just kidding. But seriously, we had a lot of people. The number of people that are reaching out is starting to grow because either you're listening to us or you're watching and feeling what we're feeling, which is the rates are going to start coming down. So please, please, please do not wait. In fact, I wanted to just put this next person up here who has a great question. Sammy Bowen, our newest home buyer. She is about to go shopping with us. She and her amazing soon-to-be husband, her fiance, we're going to start doing that shopping. Sammy's been watching this channel for, I don't know, I'm going to guess, Sammy, 3 years, maybe, I don't know. And she's been a loyal follower. She's been super awesome about asking questions during our live streams. She's so amazing, so awesome, deserves to be a homeowner. And we're about to go shopping. And she wants to know, does a down payment allow for more wiggle room above the approval amount, or is it included in the approval amount? Great question. You know what else? I'll tell you after you answer the question. I have such good news.
Oh, okay. That's always scary when it's like right on live,
she gets scared when I do this to her.
Okay, so does down payment allow for more wiggle room? So yeah, it depends on typically when I'm qualifying you, I'm going to give you the purchase price minus the down payment, and then we'll talk about that. So we're going to qualify with those two things together. But let's say you were going for a grant initially, and then you wanted to compare it to doing a loan without a grant. The grants have a lot, their requirements for debt ratio are more strict than say a regular loan that doesn't have, that you're putting down the down payment and you don't have to utilize a grant. So if you compare it to a grant versus a loan without a grant, yes, you have a lot more wiggle room. There's more ways to go up.
So so she's saying basically, so let's say she's qualified for $450,000 and they have $30,000 down payment. I'm just making that up. $50,000 down payment. Is that $50,000 included in that approval, or does that $50,000 give them more to shop with?
Typically, it's included in the approval.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Do you want to know the good news?
Okay, tell me.
I think she's going to try to get her real estate license.
Oh, yay, honestly, in talking to you, you're so smart.
She's so smart.
I would say that's a good idea.
I was like, yes, honey, let's go. So super, super awesome. Rooting for you, Sammy. Thank you for always trusting us. We really, really love you. John Harris says, family opportunity loan is for someone who has a home trying to build an additional home for someone that has a disability. Is that correct? That's one option. It's one possibility, no?
So there's very specific. So
Okay.
if you could own another house, or maybe you don't own another house, right? So like if you're buying this house for somebody, you like say so you're buying this house for somebody to live in that's not yourself, and that person that's going to live in the house is your parents or your like a disabled child, then you could do the family opportunity. They're very specific on who can live in the house.
Got it.
It can't just be any disabled person. It has to be specifically your disabled child.
This question came through also from John saying, let me get this right. If you're over 61, you can buy a house with a reverse mortgage loan.
You can buy a house with a reverse mortgage loan. No, a 62. 62 is the age.
Okay, good catch there.
Yeah.
Look at you. Top 200 in the nation. That's all I'm saying. Top 200 in the nation. So Ashad says, not from the U.S., actually sitting with cash. I could buy outright too, but I would like to preserve my capital. So doing that would maybe be a DSCR loan would be a good, if he's not from the U.S., DSCR loan would be a really good way to start that process.
Yeah,
maybe.
like if you don't have FICO scores because you're not living in the U.S. currently, DSCR loan's probably the best way to do that.
If you don't text me right now on my phone number, I'm waiting. It's in my hands right here. Oh, you might have already done that actually. Oh, hey, how you doing? I'm just kidding. It's right here. Please text me. Phone number's at the bottom. We'll put you in touch with Amber. We'll get you guys started on a conversation. If you've got the ability to buy right now, you have some capital you want to preserve, let's start talking DSCR. There's options, but that's definitely one of them. I love it. Okay. How far out is the condo housing supply? GTO. Let's look at the question that you're asking. I'm going to log in real quick while we're talking, and I'm going to look.
This is how fast Miss Las Vegas gal works. She can pull it up in seconds. They time you right now?
I'm not a Swiftie, but I am Swift. You know what I'm saying? Isn't that good? That was good, right? That was good.
That was good.
Okay, so if I'm searching residential real estate right now, I'm not going to be able to show you the screen just yet, but I will tell you. Right now, we have 5,534 homes available. That's inclusive of everything. So that's houses, that's condos, that's townhomes, that's mobile homes, that's everything that's available for sale in the resale market. That's good though. It's not bad. It's a couple months worth of, it's a little over 2 months worth of inventory. If I just look at condos, which always has a little bit more, we're looking at 771 matches, 771 condos available. So definitely we've got some things available to purchase. They're not as many as we'd like. And I will tell you, as long as the rates kind of stick where they're at and they're not coming down, people are not going to really be putting their houses on the market unless they have to, or they're just playing with the market because they're sitting on really good rates right now, 2%, 3%, 4% rates. So until those rates are kind of matchable or close and they can get into something else for a similar rate, they're not going to be moving. So that is going to be a sticky number for a while, which means as soon as all those people come off the market and all those houses get eaten up, the ones that are left are the ones that are going to be fought over tooth and nail like they happened a couple years ago. So don't sit on the fence. Don't sit on the sidelines. Do not sit out and wait. I hope that helps you. So a couple months out, we love a 6-month window. That's like the cleanest, most beautiful pasture. We haven't been in that pasture in about 5-6 years. Okay. So
yeah, that was long before COVID.
Sure. That's not even normal anymore. This is an okay place. I would love to get to 3 months minimum. That would be a nice place to be. So good question. Good question. Is it expensive to get a real estate license? Matt, great question. So to get your license for real estate, it's 90 hours and not really 90 real hours. It's like what it would take you to do in 90 hours you can do it online. You can do the school online for like $150, $90. Sometimes they have specials. Actually receiving your license, I would earmark about $3,000 for the year. So typically it's a lot of stuff goes into that though. There's, it's $700 or $800. I think it's every quarter or every 6 months that you have to pay for your licensing and all the dues and all the things like that, access to MLS, all those things. But then you have your business cards, you've got your brokerage fees, you've got all the tech fees and all the stuff that you have to pay for. So it can get a little pricey. It's definitely something you want to earmark money for. It's really tough too, because a lot of people only sell maybe one house in their first couple of years of having their real estate license. license. So unless you're working with an amazing mentor like myself, who would love to help you grow your business and do a lot more than that. If you're thinking about getting your real estate license, Matt, I better get a freaking text message from you. That's all I'm saying. In fact, I just felt my butt buzz.
Is it him?
Someone texted me. Oh my goodness. See, you guys are listening. I love it. So Matt, if you're interested, hit the thing on here. You asked such great questions. I think you'd be an amazing realtor.
Yeah.
And I would love to guide you, and I would love to have you come and join what I'm doing over at EXP. We do some really cool stuff. It's very different than anywhere else in the industry. So love it. Okay. Nita Applebaum. Is it Nita or Nita? I always say her name wrong. I'm gonna say Nita Applebaum just because it sounds like Anita Applebaum. Anita Applebaum. Anybody else? Anybody else know who I'm talking about? Little tribe. Anyway, is there any opportunity for multifamily homes in Vegas for first timers? I don't see many out there. Do you do a lot of this?
There's programs for multifamily homes, like even conventional got really good at. Oh, wait, that's another program we forgot too.
See?
Like the 4-unit conventional program that came out this
Yeah.
year. So there's a lot of good programs for multi-unit.
But as
I
far
don't
as
see a lot
inventory,
done because there's not a
no.
lot. It doesn't seem like
not
it.
a lot of inventory. However, I will say I really want those of you who are thinking about doing programs like that to lean into me and let me help you do some searching in the rural areas of Las Vegas. So maybe in the Pahrump area, maybe in the Nye County area,
Is there
maybe
a lot over there?
I don't know, but I definitely think that that's going to
good
be an area
thinking.
that's going to start expanding. Also,
Yeah.
Sloan is going to be growing. I know that's going to be the next
Yeah.
place that they start to develop. So they're already working on it. So areas like that, I think could be an opportunity for you to look into that. So let's talk. Anita Applebaum. Sorry, I just had to say it. Ashad said he's already reached out to you. So you guys are working on getting a time on the calendar, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let's look at this. Ashad says, my budget's around 500K. Do you think I can get something decent with a big garden outside in Las Vegas? I love, Ashad, you must be from somewhere in Europe because they say garden for yard, right? I think it's garden. You say our garden.
Oh, because I'm thinking like
or even in so we say garden and we think you're growing things like carrots. No, and even in Ireland they call it a garden as well.
Oh,
so
see,
Ashad, where are you from?
difference.
You know, I'm trying to be worldly. I try to be worldly anyway. Actually, I definitely think it depends on what you call decent and size wise what you're looking for. But yeah, there's absolutely some really great homes in the $500,000 range that absolutely give you a yard that you could put a garden in, or a garden per se, if you're thinking about it. Would love to talk to you about that once you get your ducks in a row with Amber. We're going to talk. Actually, I think he's the one that you mentioned to me was you were going to be trying to get on the phone with. So I'm really excited about you guys chatting. Let's get you
Are we talking today, Ashad?
It's probably, who knows? We'll have to look. Either way, get in touch with Amber. Let's make sure we get you guys dialed in and get you on a program. And then I will happily help you go on the hunt for that. For your garden, for your yard that has a garden, for your
You
yard.
make it a garden either way,
like a fully fenced house. Yeah, every house in Vegas is fully fenced for the most part. It wasn't me. I don't know who's saying what, but anyway. Oh, look, Nita Applebaum. See, she knew. What's up? She's doing a tribe. See, we're on the same page. I knew I know you're looking at me crazy, going, I don't know what song you're talking about. Nita Applebaum. Nobody tried.
I thought you were. Because you always make up songs anyway, so I thought you were making stuff up.
I do? I definitely do. Anyway, we've been on here for 47 minutes and 29 seconds, and I just want to say I've never seen you speak faster. I'm lighting this fire.
You want me to keep doing the fast?
I'm gonna light this fire under this girl's butt this year. We are so excited about the fact that you even stayed this long. I'm sorry. Super excited about this. Yeehaw! Loan roundup, free money roundup. We're gonna be doing more of this. Free money is coming. The loans are coming. The loan programs are coming. The rates are going to be trickling down.
It's a good year.
It's going to be a good year. Yeah. We're here to kick it off in a fun way. We hope you had fun with us today. I know I had fun. I like watching this girl dance like a cat on a hot tin roof.
You were sitting here looking at me like this.
That was so much fun. I have not had this much fun on a live stream. Well, since we did the giveaways last week, but beyond that, it's been a long time. So help us have fun this year in 2024. It's not the American dream, guys. It's the dream. We want to help you buy a house. We want to help you own a piece of this world, this land. They're not making any more land. I hate to break it to you.
And have you know how to do it too.
I mean, we're here. We want to bring the dream to life. So come back. Join us next. When are we doing this again? Friday. Come back Friday. Join us on our next live stream. We'll be talking about some fun stuff, and we're going to be doing it every Wednesday and every Friday. So stay tuned. If you are not already doing so, please follow Amber and I on Instagram, on TikTok. We want to spread the love. I'm I'm doing some unique stuff over on each and every one of those platforms so that it's not the same stuff everywhere.
You're
Amber,
putting some time out there. Look at you.
man,
When do you sleep?
I don't sleep. So that's why I'm a little wacky.
That's why she was willing to do 24 hours. 24 hours.
I could actually do it.
You probably could do it too, huh?
I could absolutely do a 24-hour live stream without getting tired because I don't sleep. We're going to answer one or two more questions before we go. But I just wanted to say thank you. And I also wanted to say a huge, huge high five. Give me a high five. You'll know why in a minute. 2 million views on my channel.
Woo!
December 30th, 2023.
Yay!
We hit 2 million views, and a lot of that is thanks to you guys.
Yay,
How about
thank
that?
you guys.
I'm like,
That's
give me a five, you'll know why
awesome.
in a minute.
Wow. And she shared that live too. You wanted me to see the excitement on my
I
face.
did. We've hit 2 million views. A large portion of that is you guys. These live streams are so much fun. We know we're wacky. I know I'm wacky. She's not wacky, but I know I'm wacky. But we try to bring to you a good energy, good positivity, and nothing but the truth. Ain't nothing but the truth coming through here.
Ain't nothing but the truth.
Let me just tell you right now, Johnson Rice says, Tribe Quad Quest, represent. See, you guys are bringing the heat today. All right, couple more questions, and then we're going to log off for the day. We're so grateful for you. Happy New Year, and let's see what we got going on here. Okay, we got one last one here. What are the safest communities outside of Las Vegas for young family with kids?
Can you say that? Outside of Las Vegas?
Outside of Las Vegas. So outside, what do you mean? Can I say it?
Like, can you say the safest community?
Well, I'm not a safety expert, so I'm not really going to be able to sit here and tell you what the safest communities are. I would highly recommend you go to Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, lvmpd.net. There you go. They've got crime stats. You can check those out at any time, and they can actually show you throughout the city the areas that are this quote safest. Here's what I will tell you though. I've never once been afraid to live in this city. I've never once ducked when driving through neighborhoods. I've never been concerned about my safety personally. If I have, it's had nothing to do with anything related to living in this city. It's had everything to do with, the people who I was around or the situation I found myself in. So a lot of people call me and they ask me, is Vegas truly just like be straight with me. Is it safe? I see all these shootings. I see all this stuff online. We are a big city with a big target on our back, right? People are watching us from all over the world. The world is watching. So what happens when the world is watching? People want to be seen and be known and want to make a name for themselves. And unfortunately, it comes with tragedy, right? So we've had plenty of tragedy over the last several years in this city, and we have overcome and we have, banded together as a community like we do, because we are a freaking amazing community. But I have never once been worried about living in the city, and I've lived in almost every single neighborhood in the city. I grew up here. I've been here since I was 9 years old. I lived on the east side. I've lived in North Las Vegas. I've lived in Henderson. I've lived in the Southwest. I've lived downtown. I've lived where homeless people are at the doorstep when you walk down. I've lived everywhere. Okay. And I'm telling you, I've never once been worried. So please don't concern yourself too much with is Vegas safe, and look at what your comfort level is and come here, visit, get into the community, come and do a tour with me, come out and meet with me and Amber, talk about what options there are and feel it for yourself. Because stats are going to tell you one thing, headlines are going to tell you the worst, and people on Instagram and people on TikTok are going to be doing anything they can to get you to click on what they're watching or doing. What they're doing so that they can make money. We're not doing that. We're trying to give you the reality of the situation, and the reality is going to come from right here, your gut. So what does your gut tell you? So safest communities, I'm not a safety expert. I'm not going to go there. Look online, lvmpd.net, if you want to look at safety and crime stats. But overall, we've got an incredible community here. And we've got an incredible police department who looks out for our city and who gets rid of stuff before it happens, most of the time, before it even hits the news. So I'm off my soapbox.
That's like a mic drop right there.
Get out of here. On that note, Tribe Called Quest represent. Let's go. Anyway, nice question though. Please feel free to do your research, and I'm happy to have a one-on-one conversation.
I love the answer. I was just like, woo!
Don't get me started. So, all right.
She's
anyway,
protecting her city. I
gotta get out of here. I'm gonna start opening my mouth and saying things I'm not supposed to say. It was excellent seeing you here. Happy 2023 for 2 million views. We're ready to go. If you won something in our last experience that we did online, we're gonna be reaching out to you soon. We're gonna hang up this thing before I say something that I'm not supposed to say.